Well, here we are again, folks. Another SOS Conversations. We are sitting here on Djiringanj country of the Yuin Nation. My humblest apologies for missing out on the last couple of weeks. I don't know why. My head just fell off, I think, and I kicked it into the street, and then I chased it for 14 days trying to put it back on. It's pretty hard to put this head back on sometimes. But the first topic of conversation that we had was the reason probably why I was probably didn't do it, was because I think, well, actually, I don't think I know, I did suffer from a little bit of depression. And it's probably been brought on by what you read. All right, so for the past couple of weeks, I brought out Murders in Australia, 200 years of history. And I tell you what, reading that sort of puts you in a little dark and depressed state. So that book is now heading to the Lifeline Book Fair for someone else to get hold of it and to, try to decipher it. I couldn't, because for me, killing people, I just don't understand, especially when you're of sound mind and body, I suppose. But, yeah, so somebody's written on the board here, with depression, it's a gradual descent and unknown until you hit the bottom. So in saying that, I probably didn't have what people class as true depression, but it definitely affected me over the past 2 weeks. All right, so what I've done now is I've taken all those books that probably screw with your brain a bit. They're now going to book fair or for someone else to read, because I don't need to read it. All right. One of the big things there too with depression is your mood, and your mood does change, and your sleep quality changes, and your attitude toward a whole bunch of different things change. Especially now we've gone out of winter into spring, and SAD, and for those that don't know, it's the season attention disorder. I think that's what it is, SAD. Because what happens is the season actually affects your mood and affects your disposition and affects everything, which is hard because, I quite enjoy winter. I don't enjoy the cold, but I enjoy the 4 seasons that we get here in the lovely Bega Valley. Okay, so, if you have suffered from SAD, you should be now on the top of it, getting out the other side. Another topic of conversation was the NRL top 8. It has finally been decided who wins from here. It's a tough one. I think it'll come down to what happens this weekend. The Raiders, I'm going to say, are going to lose by 40 points. And it's hard for me to say that because, there are times that my blood bleeds green. So for me to say that we're going to get pumped, it's tough. But, I'm a realist. The Knights are just on form. And for us to win is going to take a huge effort. And I don't think we have the playing stock. I've said it. Rugby World Cup is on, and the wobbling Wobblies, or the Wallabies, how will they go? I don't know. Probably the 2 teams I think will fare best will be France and the Springboks. Do the Cadbury Flake Wallabies have a chance? No. All Blacks, if they string a couple of games together, watch out. They've done it before. One of the topics on the board is exercise for what your body can do, not for what you can do from a food reward at the end of it. Because what happens there is we go, oh my God, I've just run 5Ks and I've done this and I've done that and I'm so amazing and now I'm going to eat all this. What we need to remember, folks, is that you are going to be highly disappointed if your goal is weight loss and you do all this exercise to burn your calories and then eat more calories than what you've lost. Because at the end of the day, exercise and running isn't a great weight loss tool, all right? It's the link between our fingers and our mouths that's going to cause us the greatest effort, all right? So if you go on a 5K run and you go, okay, I'm going to sit down and have a big breakfast and have 4 coffees and have a chocolate thick shake because I've done so well, yeah, look, you haven't, when you run 5Ks, but the likelihood of you burning off 2,000 calories in that 5Ks, regardless of how fast you are, if you probably did 5Ks worth of burpees, maybe. But maybe not too, because every single burpee that you do will be not as good as your first one. All right? So if you're going to reward yourself with food, don't do it every day. Don't do it every week. Probably don't do it every 2 weeks. All right? Think about you need to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. It's the only way it works. Okay? Another topic of conversation is the Go for Fun program. So for those that aren't aware, the school has been awarded the New South Wales Health Go for Fun program contract. So what that means is that we will be dealing with kids and their parents and caregivers from 7 to 12 years of age, okay, to get them to understand the importance of movement, to get them to build better habits, and for them to, sleep better, recover better, and be better in their brain and in their body. All right. Hasn't happened in the Bega Valley for over 10 years was the conversation we had with New South Wales Health. So, will this be successful? I'm going to say yes. All right. And what we do need to understand is that the Go for Fun program is one program, all right? You can run your own. You can even do it for free. You can even jump online and go for fun free, all right? And it doesn't cost anything for you to do it, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you're going to get out of it. You're going to understand what food does to your body, how it sits, how long it sits in your system, how much exercise that you need to get out, and it will look at how much of, fats and oils, and yes, they're the same, and how long it will take for that energy to sit inside your body and how long it's going to take you to get rid of it, okay? And that's something that I think everybody probably needs to be aware of. We've had a conversation this week about refilling the jelly bean jar. Phil Martin, thank you, brother. It's just every time I use that phrase, it just, it makes me feel warm and fuzzy, okay? And that's something that, I think, it doesn't have to be a jelly bean jar. It can be a chocolate jar. It can be a minty jar. It can be whatever jar you want. It's just a matter of making sure that, how it goes is that you fill your jelly bean up, all right? And you give jelly beans to people to make them feel better, okay? But when you reach inside that jelly bean jar and there's none left for you, what happens then? So what that means, folks, is that it's all well and good helping people, but if you're not doing some stuff yourself to look after you and your brain and your body, and you're not giving yourself some self-care, relief and help, your jelly bean jar is going to be empty. And you need jelly beans. All right. Top 4 films. It was 3, but somebody decided to cross it out and make it 4. Now, we have some people who have probably watched too much film in their time, and there's going to be some people who haven't watched enough. So, some of the best films of all time are Radio. Never seen it. The Proposal. I think I've seen it, but I'm not sure. The Choice. I haven't seen that one either. All right. Dirty Dancing, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Law Abiding Citizen. If you like violence and mayhem, that's the one. Commando, only because, Arnold Schwarzenegger's at his very best. Pulp Fiction. Who doesn't like John Travolta dancing? Saving Private Ryan. All right. Remember the Titans, Shawshank Redemption, Good Will Hunting, A League of Their Own, Matrix, Mulholland Drive, something about Beverly Hills Cop, Dirty Dancing again because I wrote it twice, and Lethal Weapon. So it looks like here at the school, action wins. It's probably why people come here. But that's just one of the big things that we do here. We talk, we have conversations, and we think about what we do and why we do it, okay? So on that note, folks, let's go the Raiders. Let's don't lose by 40. Let's lose by 5. That'd be good. And just remember, folks, you know, go and do something this weekend that you haven't done for a while, all right? It's spring. So if you haven't ridden your bike and got swooped by a magpie, go and do it. If you haven't actually gone out to the beach for a while, go out and do that as well. But most of all, look after you, look after your head. Peace out.